G'day Spurs fans, Paul the Hotspur Hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet, just getting over a bit of a cold. And there's a bit of news, not much. Ossie Ardiles, little old Ossie, my favourite player, had his poster on my wall. He's come out and said that Ange Postecoglou has made such a tremendous difference at Tottenham. He's a breath of fresh air, he's doing it the right way. And as far as the style of football goes, it's vital we stick to it. Vital, not just semi-important, but absolutely important. Ossie knows what he's talking about, a football brain second to none. Dudded by Alan Sugar when him and Steve Perryman were in charge. Winner of a World Cup, winner of an FA Cup, UEFA Cup, you name it, Ossie's done it. He knows his onions, does that man. And that's what we've got to do. Man City's coming up in a few days. I hear people saying, it's delusional to think we've got a chance that we could beat them. Well, there you go, that's what being a football fan's about. Anytime you shout at the TV, come on you Spurs, or pass it to him, or what did you do there? That's delusion, because those little people running around in that box, they're not in your living room, they can't hear you. It's delusional to do that, it's crazy. So we're all crazy, we're all in it together, we're all Spurs fans. Now the other little bit was Jamie O'Hara. He seems to be ex-Spurs boy, Jamie O'Hara. He's a bit exasperated with VAR, and I think he's making a good point. The big suits, you know, the ones in the stuffed leather chairs and the cigars, they're coming out with this idea of sin bins for football now. Can you believe it, sin bins? It's an idea that they're taking from rugby union. Now my understanding is one of the reasons they have it in rugby union is to fix up their VAR. This is what technology does, folks. You bring it in, it's supposed to do something better, it's buggered, so you have to bring in bodgy fixes to sort it out. So you can guarantee they're bringing in sin bins in football, so that while some poor buggers sitting on the side of the sideline, you can have a committee of 500 people in Stockley Park breathing in the old Victorian refuge fumes, deciding on whether it should be a red card or whether he's allowed back on the pitch. It completely ruins the game. The poor guy's going to have to run laps of the pitch or go on an exercise bike. It's fundamentally changing the fabric of the game. And Jamie O'Hara's right. They're training us to be robots. It's a human game, but we're supposed to, I don't know, we're supposed to be perfect. And that's the world in general. I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent here. You know, James Cameron was sort of right when he did Terminator, but not quite. Not quite, because he said that Skynet became self-aware, and that's what stuffed it all up. Well, it isn't. It's just lots of computers. That's what it is. It's lots of computers, and the world already ended in the year 2000. As we all know, we're just hanging around, and that's because that's when the internet blew up. It's dictating how we communicate with each other. It's dictating when you have a dump, when you have a glass of water, where you drive on the road, anything that music, art now. Because people are on the AI bandwagon, aren't they? They think something just because it sounds a bit like music or looks a bit like art, that it is art, that it is music, whereas art and music are expressions of human emotion, and a computer can never ever do that. So the computer doesn't have to become self-aware. Skynet is here, folks, and it's as dumb as buggery. Case in point, there's a new interchange just opened in Sydney, and it's a complete foul up, basically. And what's basically happened is they've used computer modelling to dictate what flow of traffic will be, to predict the future. But of course, people don't behave like computers, do they? So the whole thing doesn't work. It's 15 billion quid down the old shitter. So what do we do about VAR? I'm on a bandwagon about this. I don't know, these suits, these people that make these decisions. I can tell you, as someone that worked in IT for 25 years, there's many a project that I ran as a project manager that was supposed to make things better, and it just made things worse. And you had to come in and hire more people to maintain it and fix it and fart and faff around with it. That's the way the world is. What's the end game of all this? When's the end point? Could football be the start of the revolution against Skynet? Could it be that the fans uprise against this soulless monstrosity, giving rise to hundreds of thousands of IT consultants all greasing palms, Oh yeah, don't worry if you don't understand what we're doing. Have another plate of prawns, decision maker. Nom, 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 nom. And when I retire as Minister of Kerfuffle, will you give me a big job at IBM? Yeah, no worries. All right, I'll sign on the dotted line. That's what it's all about. It's all about money makes the world go round, and none of that money comes down to us, because that's the other thing technology's allowed people to do, is siphon off more than them. More. In fact, it's so ridiculous now because money isn't even bloody money anymore. It's just ones and zeros on a computer. Used to be, if you were rich, you'd have to have a vault. You'd have to have an armed guard walking around to make sure no one nicked it. Now it's just on a USB. There you go. Just put it in your pocket. $5 trillion. La-di-da-di-da. The world is buggered. I hope VAR changes. I hope they just stop trying to fix it and patch it up, and I hope they just turn the whole lot in, put the whole lot in the bin. Football fans don't necessarily care if you get the right decision or the wrong decision, because it's quite clear that it's just making decisions more visible, and it's annoying more people. I saw a disgraceful decision by in the Newcastle Paris Saint-Germain game, a handball in the last minute of injury time for Paris Saint-Germain. Now, when you look at it in real time, it was accidental. Ball bounced off his chest or something, off his arm. There's nothing he could do about it. But in the glorious beauty of slow motion, then it's referee walks and trots over the screen, just sees, and he's got no choice. You know, as soon as the referee walks over the VAR screen, he's going to give it. And filmmakers have known about this for years, that things look fundamentally different in slow motion than they do in real life. Otherwise they wouldn't bloody well put slow motion in films, would they? Rocky, slow, big gob of blood and that. Now they are hitting each other in the face a little bit, but that makes it look like they're knocking each other's blocks off when they're clearly not doing that. Also, slow motion can make things look balletic and beautiful. So a thunderous challenge by a thug like Matt Cash could look almost picturesque and, you know, like Rudolf Nureyev-like. It completely alters the fundamental happenings of reality, because football is not played in slow motion. It's played in real time, not mucked around with. So, you know, I don't know what to say about VAR. If you're going to keep it, give them a time limit of 1 minute, and don't allow any slow motion, because it absolutely corrupts the events that have happened in the game. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of technology, even though I'm doing this on a phone and I'm earning a quid out of YouTube. But hey, you know, you can't live completely out of the system, can you? I've tried, and I'm still fairly outside it, believe you and me. But let's wind back on technology, eh? It's buggering the world up. It really is stuffing the world up. Skynet is here. It didn't have to be self-aware. It's as dumb as spuds. It's us that are dumb. And I don't know what the next generation of people is going to be like, because they're going to have no emotion. Maybe I'm just maybe this is why society hurts me so much, because I'm in the transition years where I can't think like a computer. Whereas maybe if you're like, I don't know, you're 10 years old now, then you'll grow up and you won't have a problem with it. And I'll be a thing of the past. Oh, well, there we go. I'll never accept our computer overlords, but maybe the next generation will. Anyway, peace and love, man, and come on you Spurs.